Happy Friday, everybody. We are back together here with another video, and Queen Cleopatra has been out a few days on Netflix. And finally, we have the reviews. What was your expectation for the reviews of this show when you found out about it?
I don't think it would be high.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right about that. I got to be honest though, these scores are worse than what I expected. I expected the media to actually give it good reviews. It did not happen. The audience, I thought, was going to crush this thing because it seems like Jada Pinkett Smith and Netflix were actually trying to push an agenda rather than facts. This is not a factually based documentary. And they're out there pushing Black Cleopatra, who was not black. She was a white Greek. That's the facts. But this thing has 17% with the critics. The ones that you would actually think would actually say, you know what? Let's stick to the script. Let's not bash this thing. 17%. One person gave this a positive review. And they just said Adele James is by far the best thing about this show. And even a person here, the next critic who didn't like it, says that James does a good job.
That just talk about the actress, not the documentary.
Yeah. So they don't like it, but the audience, 2%. I don't think I've ever seen 2%.
No.
On Rotten Tomatoes. I was thinking, it'd probably be like 20, 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. But 2%, I mean, they dropped the whole zero there. I didn't see this coming. And even in this 2%, a whole bunch of people giving this thing half a star. Not even a full star. One person actually gives it a 5-star right there. So, want to be fair, this is a real review right here. It goes into details right there. And talks about how this version of Cleopatra is better than the Elizabeth Taylor Cleopatra. Hey, good for you if you actually believe that. They liked it. But a lot of these are just trashing it. Half-star reviews.
Well,
got a 2-star.
The one by Elizabeth Taylor is not documentary, right?
No, it was a movie. It's two different things. So it's actually a movie versus this one being a docu-series. And I believe the Elizabeth Taylor movie came out like 1962, that movie. So it's been decades upon decades.
But usually the documentary is more based on fact.
Usually a documentary would be. But this one here is a reimagining. They took, I guess, factual stuff and fictionalized it.
Might as well make it fiction.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't even know why they call this a docu-series. They should just call it, hey, this is a fictional documentary.
Like,
that would make more sense.
More like fiction. Just make it like a movie. Fiction movie.
But you do have one media outlet that's trying to go to bat for this thing. New York Times. New York Times justifies casting Black Cleopatra amid controversy. She was, quote, culturally black. That doesn't make any sense. What
does that mean, culturally?
Culturally black. I mean, I think this is a ridiculous statement that they would say that because guess what? Not all black cultures are even the same. If you go to Nigeria, for example, they have their own culture. If you go to Sudan, Somalia, they have their own cultures. It's different. So culturally black. And then at that, the ancient Egyptians weren't even black. And they pretty much let you know they weren't black. Because if you actually do look at the hieroglyphics, they show you what the ancient Egyptians look like And Nubia was right next to Egypt. They showed you what the Nubians look like. They painted them as dark skin, very dark. They didn't look the same. And historically, we know that Cleopatra was a Macedonian Greek. And we already have the bust of her, white. Paintings of her, white. Coins minted of her, not black. So this is false propaganda that they're actually pushing. I mean, look at this here. Current notions of race are relatively recent inventions and do not necessarily speak to how people of Cleopatra's day saw the world or themselves, writes Gwen Nailey and Mary Hamill Gilbert in an essay about the new Netflix docudrama Queen Cleopatra. Now, I will agree with this, that I'm pretty sure the ancient Egyptians don't see race the way that we actually see race today. However, they even knew that race did exist because they painted people a certain way. If you actually showed the ancient Egyptians this picture right here and said that was Cleopatra, they would laugh at you. They would laugh at you. I mean, think of this. Think of this. 1,000 years from now. 1,000 years from now. What if some country had a picture of Donald Trump and he was black?
I don't know. You have to ask Donald Trump how he feels about that.
But I mean, I'm going, well, Cleopatra lived over 2,000 years ago.
Okay, on this is saying like, do not necessarily speak to how people of Cleopatra days saw the world or themselves. So are they saying that she might feel that she wants to be black or something like that?
I'm not really sure, but that doesn't even pass the smell test right there. Okay. That it seems like they're definitely trying to justify her being black. But
how do they know that she wants to be black? Or
I'm pretty sure that she didn't want to be black.
I mean, there's nothing
wrong with being black, but there's nothing you can do to change your race. Nothing you can do.
Your skin color.
Yeah, your skin color. Nothing you can actually do. Now, when Ptolemy took over Egypt, him and his family, guess what? They adopted the customs. So culturally, they did adopt Egyptian custom. But Egypt was just one kingdom. So like if like they're saying culturally black, like I said, there's so many different cultures in Africa. Even out here in the New World, the Native Americans, they even had different cultures. They weren't all the same. So when they're talking about black culture is, I don't believe that's really a thing because you got so many different cultures. Look here. For example, culturally, Southern people are different than Northern people. That includes black people from the South and black people from the North. Culturally, not the same. But we're still one country, you know? Mm-hmm. So not everything based on skin color is all going to be the same. So I don't even like that they even went there, to tell you the truth. But I will say this. I want to know if you agree with me or not on this. I think that Netflix actually made this documentary to actually stir up race relations. They did this knowing that Cleopatra was not black. And Cleopatra, one of the most famous rulers of Egypt ever, everybody knows Cleopatra. I believe they made this documentary to call people racist who were actually calling them out on their lies, that she wasn't black. So if you come out there and say, hey, she wasn't black, then they want to call you a bigot, a racist, all that other stuff. I've seen it. What do you think of that?
I think it is unnecessary to do something like that. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's unnecessary, but
the fact
race
is-
baiting is big business.
yeah, but the fact is the fact. I mean, you can't change the fact, really.
Yeah.
I mean, even though, if you change it automatically, down the road, people will find out or figure out, that you are telling a lie, Down the road, some people will
Yeah.
find the fact, the truth.
That's the problem with documentaries like this. When you start altering history and people start believing and taking what you put out there as historic when it's not. So let's say this generation takes this documentary as gospel, passes it on to the next generation, then the next and the next and the next. Then historically, the lie is going to become truth because the lie has been taught to generation after generation.
Yeah, but what if someone, one day they find out the truth, then, it will change,
Well, yeah.
will be contradictory and there might be revolution again or something like that.
Remember, there was a time when people believed that the world was flat, and then it got proved that the world was actually a round sphere, and now everybody believes that, most people anyway, believes that the earth is not flat, is actually a sphere.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But, man, this thing is getting crushed. I still haven't seen it yet. I think eventually I'll get to it. But, man, this thing looks so bad. I don't even know if I'm going to waste 48 minutes of my day watching this thing. I believe there's 4 episodes of this. Each one is about 48, 50 minutes. I don't even know if I want to watch this. Do you?
No, because it's a documentary and
I want my documentaries to be truthful.
yeah, I mean,
And this ain't doing it, it seems. So,
no.
yeah. Anything else to add to this before I wrap it up here?
Nah.
Yeah. Well, it's Friday. Enjoy the weekend, guys. I'm probably not going to watch this weekend. I'm just not. But that's going to wrap up the show, guys. We'll be back on Monday with another video. Until then, be safe.
Goodbye.